It is February 29th. It's pretty rare, I guess. I'm recording this the night before. I'll probably put it out tonight. I might as well. Um, so first thing I'll note is that I am now putting these out on YouTube. So it's a big change. So I've been doing these for a year now. I think this will be episode 51 technically. So I started them in February of 2023. I missed all of January. And I think as part of my content creation journey, I was like, I think I want to start doing some vlogs and trying to document it, which I think is cool. And there's been a couple that I've missed. So um, we're at the end of February now. And I don't know, I probably missed two or three or something over the course of the year. So um, I feel like I did a pretty good job staying on top of it. There's vacation in there. There was getting married, so there's a couple of situations where I'm not going to be filming vlogs because I'm trying to prioritize the other things in my life. But yeah, I think so. This is pretty cool. So I had them on my website, and I just for context, like I probably have talked about this in some of the videos, especially early on. What I wanted to be able to do was have my site be sort of the centralized spot where I could control like paid offerings. Like that was the goal. And the reason I wanted to do that was because there's a lot of different platforms, and when I started looking at different things that I could potentially monetize, like Patreon for example, I was like this feels weird because like it's another site basically hosting like what kind of looks like a blog to me or a little news feed, and like then they're taking a cut, and I was like, well, why do I do that? And like if I the more stuff I put on there, the more locked in I feel. So I stopped Patreon very early, and I said I should just move this to my site. Like if I want to have a paywall on certain things for members, let's do it. Like then I own it. So that's what I wanted to do, and I figured, okay, like these behind the scenes videos that I'm doing now, like instead of putting them on Patreon, I'll paywall them on my site. That's like an extra perk if you want to support me. And then the problem is kind of like by this is just my take on it. I'm not an expert by any means, but I feel like when I start bundling all these things together, my goal was that I can say, look, like it's basically the same price and you just get more stuff. So if you want the newsletter subscription, you want ad-free experience. I have a Discord channel now, which is awesome. There's a bunch of people in there, so you get that. Like have access to these videos, and I'm just like I'll just bundle it. And to me, I thought that I was making the offer more attractive by jamming stuff in there, and maybe that's the case, but I think what I'm realizing is that there's going to be people that don't want any of it except one thing. Like I have a couple of people that pay on the site, and to be honest, I don't even know if they want the newsletter subscription. I think they just want to, like I've talked to a couple of them at least, and they've said I just want to support you. And to me, I'm thinking, okay, like if they just want to support me, just giving them an ad-free experience, like that's probably they probably don't care about the other things, and giving them some better browsing because they're enjoying my content. I'm like that's probably a good trade, and it's I can offer that for way cheaper. So the way that I'm looking at it now is like bundling. It's probably not great, and the other thing that I've noticed, and I think this is the bigger deal aside from bundling, is that the other platforms, and I still don't think Patreon's a good example of this, but so I put out content on YouTube. YouTube has a membership that you can purchase, and Discord also has like a landing page for subscriptions. And Substack has the same type of thing. And they do such a good job integrating those pay for subscription like entry points into their platforms. And what happens when I'm trying to bundle things is that it's like I'm circumventing all of the effort these big platforms put into being able to push subscriptions and things like that. So I think that I'm not doing myself a favor by not leveraging those. So, over this past week and a bit, and I missed last week for vlogging, so it's just been pretty hectic. But what I've been trying to do is I'm migrating all of my vlogs And so this one will be going up as well, migrating them all over to YouTube behind the membership subscription. I'm doing that. Substack will have paid subscriptions. Not for, this isn't for everyone. It's like if you want to pay for a subscription, which is what I had on my site anyway, then you can access the newsletter archives. So the hybrid that I'm doing there is I'm still going to host my blog posts, the newsletter blog posts on my site. When I go to archive them on Substack, they won't be paywalled on Substack. They will just be, and I might still paywall. I don't know. I might paywall them because I have to see how that experience looks for people. But regardless, what will happen is that you don't read my newsletter paywalled on Substack because I don't want Substack to be the thing that ends up owning my content. I want to own it. That's important for me only because I don't want to be in a situation where if I'm building up this entire content like machine, I've kind of talked about it like that before. I don't want to have a situation where my content is owned by someone else. Like YouTube's a bit of a special situation. Um, I do have all of my videos though, right? It's not like I put them on YouTube and they're gone. But if I only posted my stuff to Substack and then it went away, like that's not a good spot to be in. Or they change like I have to pay to do stuff like and it's not a good fit. Like I don't want that. Anyway, the point is that I have a lot of this stuff kind of moving around right now. I'm pretty excited because I think it's going to be in a better spot. And then if people want Discord community access, they can pay for that. If they want the newsletter archives, they can pay for that. If they want access to these vlogs, like you can subscribe on or get the membership on YouTube. It's not subscribing. That's just the equivalent to following, right? Um, so I think it's all done and working. There's probably a couple of gotchas I got to figure out. Um, but yeah, I feel pretty good about that. I just heard the big dog we have just burst into the the bedroom, so I could hear it. It sounded like someone kicked down the door, but she just pushed on it. So, um, yeah. So there's that. That's a big thing I've been working on. What else? I'm talking about dev leader stuff right now. So is there anything else that's really important? Um, yeah. Okay. So this is probably worth talking about. I was having a conversation recently with someone about content creation, right? And the fact that like putting out a lot of content takes time. And then one thing that I'm trying to do is find ways to optimize that process for me, right? I'm one person. I'm one person. I'm trying to put out content multiple times a day across like it's like 15 platforms. It's a lot. And what I was saying to this person was that I've been doing this for like it's not like this is my first time posting to social media when I say this, but I mean consistently and trying to like make a dedicated effort to it for a bit over a year now straight, right? Because I'm saying I'm posting this stuff daily. It's like not once a month kind of thing. It's a lot. So I was saying to them that it feels like even though I'm trying to optimize my time, I'm spending more time than I ever have before putting content out. And it's an interesting challenge because what's happening, I think at least, is that I try to optimize something and it gets my time back on that thing. And I go, great. Now I have more time to go put into this other thing that's also related to putting content out, which ends up being slow and ineffective. And then I go, oh, I have to optimize this. How can I make this better? So I think like if I were to reflect on the past year, right, I think like that's what's been happening to help me scale my content production. I say that like, I'm a person doing this, not like a team of people. So, my content production. No, I just mean like my rate of publishing content. So the change that I'm trying out, and I don't know if it's gonna burn me out, but I want to give it a shot. So I jump around a lot. You know this by now. Last year, I started off by saying I want to post one blog post a week. on top of my 3 long form videos, on top of shorts every day. But I said 1 blog post a week. And I couldn't keep up with that for a couple of months. Like I gave up. I was like, it's too much. It's too much. And then I think it was around August, I said, no, like it's at least one a week. I'm going to try to do at least basically 2 a week. For the past couple months, I've been doing 3 to 5 a week. I think, aside from the newsletter, I think I can do, because I want to have the newsletter go out on Saturdays and have that be the written piece of content. Um, that leaves 6 other days for articles. I am gonna try to do. It basically comes out to 7 articles a week because a newsletter is effectively an article. I'm gonna do an article every day. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the 3 long form videos, the shorts. I do 3 shorts to TikTok a day now, and 1 short to every other video platform. But that's like the basis that I'm aiming for now. So that's going to be a little bit more. Um, I'm finishing up my 3rd course for Nick Chapsis now, so I got about another month left on that. Um, the this isn't a bad thing. So like the course, it just reminds me like the courses are like they're time consuming. Like if you think about it, like I put out long form videos every week, but layering on the course on top of that means that I'm putting out it's the equivalent to putting out like hours of extra content every week that are refined, right? Like they're edited, whatever, they're consistent. If I had a little blips in my YouTube videos or whatever, like I'm in a position where because I don't have a huge channel, like people aren't, it's not great, but people aren't going to lose their mind. But I can't have that in a course. They're paying money for it, right? So everything has to be perfect. And yeah, it just means like a lot more energy goes into that. So I think that's adding, like I said, it's not a negative thing. I knew what I was getting myself into with it, but like it's adding a lot of pressure and stress. So I remember after doing the refactoring course, I was like, hey, like I should probably take a break from trying to create courses for a little bit. Like I need a breather. And then I was doing these two like kind of at once slash back to back. And like I think at the end of this, I'm gonna say like I need a breather. It's cool. Like I love the opportunity to do it. So that's what I said. I'm not trying to be negative about it. It's an amazing opportunity. I'm so happy that I had that kind of collaboration opportunity early in content creation. But I need to be honest with myself. Like it takes a lot of it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time. So yeah, I'll probably take a little break. I set a goal for myself that I wanted to do 2 courses by June, so I'll get that done. And then yeah, there's a couple other things I want to focus some attention into, but that goes back to I'm not getting my time back. I'm getting it back to spend it on something else immediately. So that's kind of where things are at for dev leader stuff. I'm happy with it. I set a bunch of goals. I'm just looking at my board that has goals on it. Um, I I don't know if I shared these. I want to. Some of these are going to be hard still. Some of them I think I'm on target for. I want to try to get to 15,000 followers on LinkedIn. I'm currently at exactly half that, and that will mean that I basically have to double in the next few months. I have no idea how that's going to happen. I've heard from some people that once they hit like 10,000, they kind of um, hit a bit of a critical mass and they have like an accelerated kind of growth. But I don't know. Everyone's different. I Something has to change for me on LinkedIn for that to happen for sure. My YouTube goal is 5,000 subscribers by the end of June. I think that's realistic. I think so. I'm at 3,500 right now, essentially. So another 1,500 in a few months. I think I can do it. Um, and then I have some like there's small like income goals. Like I want to do it's not much like because ad revenue sucks on blogs, but I want to do like I want to get $50 a month consistently in ad revenue. It's not a lot. Certainly not going to retire from that. But that's like, I want to be able to have that so I can start offsetting some costs for things because it's not free to do all of this. Uh, and to be honest, someday what I would like to do is turn off the ads on my site because I'd like to be able to have other collaborations like affiliations and things like that where I can offer digital products and people are buying them and like I want to be able to offer people things that they'd like to pay for because they see value in it versus like selling your eyeballs to marketers. Like that doesn't feel good. So, but I think I'm on track to do that. And then website visits, I need to get that higher. I think I set my goal for 12,000 visits a month. Actually, that's not fair to say. Like I think right now I am doing in a month 12,000. Does that come out right? Yeah, about that. Yeah. I'm doing about that right now. So I well, I need to do it consistently. 1 month is not fair, so it's going to take more than 1 month to prove it, but I'm roughly there. Yeah, and then my newsletter, I want to get it to. I wrote down 15,000 as well. That's going to be a lot more difficult. So something else has to change there too, because I think I'm at 2,500, 2,600 subscribers, 2,700, something like that. But my newsletter growth compared to some other people has been incredibly slow. Um, I don't know what the secrets are to the newsletter growth. I've heard some people saying in 6 months they had like 20,000 subscribers, and I'm like, what what are you putting in? Are you putting money in your newsletter? Yeah, like I don't know. So it's interesting for sure. So this is like just stuff I'm focused on the side, right? The and I've said this before too, because I realize when I talk about this stuff, it kind of seems like vanity things or like I'm talking about how much money I'm trying to make. I'm $50 a month. Like it's not a lot. But the where I'm going with this is like that stuff allows me to get time back to make more free content. Like that's the goal is that I want to be in a position where I'm covered. And I mean, if you like extrapolate this, right? Like it would be cool. Like I love my job. I'm not trying to leave my job. It would be cool to not have to work because this has done so well that I can just do this and create content. Like if I can help educate and I don't have to go to work, like that would be cool. Would it mean that I don't go to work? No, like I love to work, so it's gonna happen. But it would be cool to, for me, that's like a freedom thing to be like, I don't have to worry about that. Like if I woke up one day and I was like, I need a change, okay, like there's no pressure. So I would like to be in a position like that in my life. Like that's a goal for me. So um, I'm basically taking any profit and just putting it back into this. And like I told my wife that the sort of end of last year, I said anything I get from courses and stuff, right back in. So the courses that I'm putting out this year, any profit from that, right back in. I don't know when I'll stop doing that, but that's my goal is to be able to do that. And probably what will need to change is like I will need to start seeing what's a good way to put this? I would need to start seeing that when I put dollars in, like I reinvest money, that more money comes out. Then I can truly try to say, okay, well, I can step away from things because if I put money in, I get more out. I can take that and pay someone. Right now, I can't. Basically, what's happening is I'm putting money back in, and then it's allowing me to do more content, but I'm not getting my time. So it's not that straightforward, unfortunately. But it's been a really fun journey. It's a 20-minute video already. Holy. Let me jump to some other things super quick. New team at work has been awesome. Still ramping up there. A lot to learn. Uh, it's a bit of a unique setup compared to what I had before. So just to elaborate on that, I had two teams prior, and they were both deployment teams, but they worked in separate technology stacks. And they one of them would have been called like a feature crew within a larger team. That was the original sort of group of people I had to manage. And then I got this second team, which was a standalone team, no feature crews, or you could argue it itself was a feature crew. So feature crew just a subset of a team. And what's different now is that I'm on a team that I've moved to, and the team itself that I'm managing is split across multiple feature crews. So that's very interesting because it means I have my attention kind of split across a bunch of areas, which is kind of like, I mean, it was kind of the case before, but this is more explicit. Like, we just have these dedicated areas for different parts of the product, the service, or different projects within it that are ongoing. So just a interesting change, but it's cool. Lots to learn. It's very exciting. So that's probably all on that. Anything else? No, like side project stuff. I feel like I have a cool idea. I'll I think I brought it up before, but I didn't say what it was. But I have something I want to focus some attention on. I think it has potential. I chatted with a few people about trying to build together, so it's really hard. It feels like obviously I don't know, for people that get older, you probably know like your close friends. It's hard to make time to like get together and stuff and whatever. Everyone has their own lives and stuff going on, so I kind of feel like, I mean, like it's very tangible in this particular situation because when we chat about things, it's like very excited and it's cool. But then when it comes to, okay, well, let's go get it done, it starts to feel like, well, why is it so challenging to get together and to get the time and stuff? But it's just because we're older and like everyone's got their lives going on. So um yeah, I think there's interest, but it's just it's been a little tricky to get some time. So I'm excited for that. I think that's probably it though, to be honest. Work dev leader. Yeah. No no more gym updates. There might be car updates, which will be fun. Because that's another hobby of mine is modified cars, but my car is always in a shop. And I should have it by the end of March because I dropped it off in November and I said like there's no rush. I want to drive it in April. So that's a month. Hope it's ready. Yeah, I think that's it. And thanks so much. I appreciate the support. Hopefully this is cool on YouTube. And yeah, if you have any thoughts or feedback, let me know. And I guess the comments and stuff are on for these. It's just like a normal YouTube video. So yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks again.